All right, well, now to the coronavirus, the latest numbers. Florida added 5,800 new cases today for a new total of 542,000 cases. Also, more than 31,000 people have been hospitalized and more than 8,500 have died. Now let's take a look county by county. More than 43,000 cases in Northeast Florida. Duval County continues to lead with more than 23,000 cases with nearly 200 deaths. As some St. Johns County residents try to push forward in their 2-month fight for a mask mandate, local lawmakers haven't even had an official discussion about it. On your sides, Haley Harrison spoke to one commissioner who says his efforts to talk about masks have been muzzled.
District 5 County Commissioner Henry Dean has been the only St. Johns County Commissioner who has tried to put a mask mandate up for a vote during their weekly meetings.
But Commissioner Dean says his proposal has never received a second motion, and therefore commissioners haven't even been able to talk about the possibility of a mask mandate.
I've only raised it as a non-agenda item, but that's the only way I can raise it. I'm basing my action on trying to follow the best medical science.
Dean estimates, based on public comment during meetings and conversations he's had with constituents over the past month and a half, that about 75% of residents want a mask mandate in St. Johns County.
Wouldn't we try everything we possibly can to try to prevent the spread of COVID, especially in the absence of state and federal leadership? Leadership meaning a mask mandate.
St. John's resident Wendy Seth has been at all the public meetings virtually. She's for a mask mandate and says a simple concern for public health has become too political. But other residents are voicing their opinions against a mask mandate in those same weekly meetings, citing privacy issues or family members who have medical conditions that prevent them from wearing a mask. First Coast News requested an interview with District 1 Commissioner James Johns and District 2 Commissioner Jeb Smith. Both declined to comment. Dean says District 4 Commissioner Jeremiah Blocker is currently on deployment with the National Guard.
Now, it's also important to know that District 3 Commissioner Paul Waldron was against a mask mandate, but hasn't been at the last few meetings to have his say. About a month ago, he was admitted into the ICU for COVID-19. Live in St. Johns County, Haley Harrison, First Coast News, on your side.